Welcome to CLIC Connect. I'm your host, Craig Sullivan. Hey, we're almost finished for this season. We're bringing back an industry leader that you guys need to see again. But before we do that, I would like to thank our friends at Red Roof Franchising for being our production partner on this show. They've been with us from the beginning, and without them and without you, without our guests, without producer Danny, we don't have a show. So thank you, Red Roof Franchising. Call our friend Matt Hostetler. He'll set you up with one of his development team. They can help you. That's a great alternative if you're looking for a new brand. You know, they've got an extended stay product with a new prototype. They've got their economy products. They've also got a soft brand. So if you're an indie hotelier or boutique, give them a call. Want to add a little something more to that revenue stream, that bottom line, give Matt a call. Let him know that producer Danny and I sent you. Thank you. All right. It is time to welcome back David Lund, the hotel financial coach and an author now. And you know how we are on books. We love books. I think we need to do a CLIC Connect book club, but that's a whole other conversation. David, welcome back to the show. How are you, my friend?
Great, Craig. How are you? Great to see you.
Great seeing you. It's been way too long. Everything out on Newport Beach is great today. So we're doing well. How are you? How's Maine?
Well, the other end of the country, on the other coast, it's a beautiful day here. It's the mid 80s and very little humidity. And I should be at the beach, but I'm talking with you, which is even better than the beach. So.
I don't know about that, but I appreciate the sentiment, my friend. Hey, do me a favor. Would you tell the audience about yourself and your coaching establishment, please?
Sure. I've been in the hotel business for just over 40 years now. It's hard to believe. I started when I was 4. So I worked for over 31 years with Fairmont Hotels, first 10 years in operations, and then in finance and accounting. And I took a stint as a hotel manager, even worked at our corporate office in Toronto for 5 years. And I left 10 years ago and I started my own business, the Hotel Financial Coach. And it's all about helping hoteliers be more comfortable with their numbers. It's not something we're great at in the hotel business. And that's what I'm all about, is workshops and mentoring around the numbers.
Nice. I love it. And you're right. We're not good about the numbers. The other thing we're not so good at is food and beverage, but I think both are changing for the better. So, my friend, you wrote a book. I love it. Great book.
Thank you.
The Prosperous Hotelier. Do me a favor. Tell the audience a little bit about this, and then I'm going to ask you some specific questions.
Yeah. So the book is a guide for financial knowledge for the operations person predominantly. It's also a slant on how, as a GM or a director of finance, you can get the other managers to play ball with you, because that's a hard thing for them to do. In the hotel business, people are focused on service and engagement with their colleagues. They're not focused so much on the numbers. And in today's competitive world, they really need to be. And, a great hotel is the sum of its parts. That's the sum of its departments. And all those departments have a role to play in delivering a superior financial result. So if every manager knows what to do, it makes the whole world of the hotel so much more profitable and so much more enjoyable as well. And it's really not about accounting. I'm not a real accountant, actually. I'm just a business person in the hotel business. And the book is really slanted very much towards clear, concise explanations of concepts that maybe some people make a little bit more complicated than they should be. And about the book, it took me 6 years to get this book published. Now, COVID had a big part to do with that, but I ended up rewriting it twice. And it's been quite an odyssey. I wanted to throw in the towel a few times, but a couple of people came and saved me. But it's been a real labor of love. And I say, it takes a community to write a book. It really does. Yeah. And everything that's in this book is what I've learned through my journey through hospitality. And very little of it is my own slant. It's what the community has taught me that I've put here in one great book for everybody to be able to read.
And that's why they're needed. I mean, this is a very easy book to read. Okay. You are concise. You've got some great illustrations as well, but we'll let the reader figure that out. I'm glad you didn't give up, because these are the type of tools that we need. I think our industry as a whole for a very long time has done a couple of things. We have not imparted knowledge onto the next generation like we should. We haven't been as adaptable as we should be to tech and a few other things. And lastly, we haven't done a good job recruiting and explaining that this is a profession that you can have as a lifelong career, and you are only, limited by your own bounds and your own imagination. You and I both know people that have started out as doormen, bellmen, and now running companies. They made it through the ranks, were a GM, went into the acquisition side, and they're running some of the best hotel companies out there because they started out as an hourly employee and they remember that. So
Absolutely. You
I
can
think it's
still,
great.
the hotel business is a business where, 2/3 of the people come for a summer and they spend a
Yeah.
lifetime.
Lifetime.
And they don't
Yeah.
even know it when they get here that that's going to be what happens, but they fall in love with it because, we're a business that traditionally has developed people. That's been
Yeah.
the trade-off. I'll work the weekends, I'll work the holidays, I'll work the long hours because my employer, my brand, my owner is investing in me. They're training me. They're giving me all
Right.
of this leadership development stuff. That's the world I grew up in, and
Yeah.
thank God, because it's really helped propel my career to prosperity for sure.
Absolutely. And the hundreds, the thousands of people that you've helped as being a financial coach as well for hospitality. Um, you know, I I love one of your chapters in particular. And it is, what is financial leadership anyway? Would you explain that to the audience, please? Because
Well,
the,
I get
the
that
title
question.
just grabbed me.
Yeah, I get that question a lot. And when I started my business, I actually Googled the words financial leadership, and I got very little. I got a couple of classes for CFOs and stuff like that, but those two words weren't together in a sentence anywhere on Google in 2013, 2016, in that window. So I really thought that that's my calling card is going to be hospitality financial leadership. And financial leadership, it's business thinking. It's not accounting. We have accountants to do the accounting, to do the journal entries, to do month end, to balance the books. What we want from our leaders in hospitality is we want them to be able to manage their payroll and their expenses and their revenue if they happen to have that in their department. We want them to be able to do their forecasts, do their budgets. And that's not accounting. That's not even close to accounting. That's just being organized and being able to execute on a plan. So financial leadership is really about business thinking, and being a business leader that's got financial leadership mojo is the secret sauce to propel your career and propel your team to superior results.
There we go. I love it. Absolutely. Okay, let's get into shift your thinking. It's another
Yeah,
outstanding chapter.
thank you.
And I think you and I have always been, as part of our careers, been very adaptable. We've been able to stop on a dime and evaluate and pivot when needed. So let's talk about shifting your thinking
Yeah, so
on this subject.
for most leaders in hospitality leadership teams, they're focused on guest service and colleague engagement. Those are their jobs. Growing up in hospitality, that's what they teach you. Look after the guests, the money looks after itself. Well, that's just a myth. What we need to shift our thinking to is that the money needs to be looked after. We need to manage it. And now we're a manager with departmental responsibilities, maybe divisional responsibilities, and we need to be on top of our numbers. And that's good news, because that's the key to our prosperity and our advancement in this industry. Everybody's got great guest service skills. Everybody has got great colleague engagement skills. But the cream that's going to rise to the top are the ones that have financial leadership abilities, that can lead a team around the numbers, deliver the budget to the owner, deliver the numbers to the brand, deliver superior performance for the asset. That's what we sell in this business. In a branded managed hotel, we sell expertise in the finances. So if I can shift my thinking and develop my team along those lines, and develop myself as an individual to have superior financial leadership skills, I'm going to be so much more successful. So shift your thinking. It's not accounting, it's business thinking. It's the same theme as your first question is, what is financial leadership? We have to shift, because in our minds, we've been programmed from an early adoption in hospitality that we're here to look after the guests and the colleagues. Well, now we're in the big leagues. Shift your thinking to looking after the money too.
Yeah. And, I think that really came into focus when you saw publicly held companies jumping into hospitality, traditional companies that, maybe have owned office buildings and retail centers and all of that. But all of a sudden you had public REITs set up specifically for hospitality. And there's a lot of things that you have to go through. You have to watch that money with those investors. So, that was something that I think was a benefit for all of us. And I really do agree with you that, the money will come was kind of a misnomer by a lot of people. And, they wanted to grow the empire, but they weren't focused on the financial side. And I think, blessing or curse, Wall Street has helped us with that. So,
yeah. And
that's another
for
conversation.
one other thing, for a lot of people, they think, the numbers are for the accounting people, or maybe the GM. Maybe the GM needs to be responsible, or maybe the director of sales. But really, again, the hotel is the sum of its parts. All those departments, maintenance department, the front office, the housekeeping department, they all have huge budgets. They need to know what they're doing because no one's going to do it for them.
I agree with you, my friend. Okay, let's move on and how about welcoming imperfection?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
So in my book, I talk about three things over and over again: the guests, the colleagues, and the money. Well, guess what? Guest service in your hotel is never going to be perfect. If you went to your neighbor today and said, hey, service in my hotel is going to be perfect, they would think you're crazy because they know it's never going to be perfect. We're dealing with humans, right? We're dealing with guests. They're humans too. Well, it's the same with our colleagues. They're never going to do everything exactly the way we've trained them to do them. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to drop the ball. That's just our business. We have to accept that. And we do. Every day we come to work and we push to get the results as high as possible. But we know perfection is elusive. Well, guess what? The numbers are exactly the same. And for obvious reasons, people look at the numbers and they think about algebra, grade 10 math. There's an answer to a question. You get it right or you get it wrong. The numbers in the hotel don't work that way because the only thing we know for sure about the budget or the forecast is that it's wrong. So it's never going to be perfect. Just get out there and do it and follow the plan. Go through the exercise. Get your numbers lined up and try and execute. And you're going to get close. You're going to be higher. You're going to be lower, but it's never going to be perfect. So you have to welcome that. And a lot of people get it confused.
I think, everybody makes mistakes, and we've got to own those mistakes. We've got to fix them. And I think that's what the client, the guests want. They don't want any brain damage. They want to know that you're going to help them and you're going to take care of them and move on. Own the mistake, fix it, move on. So
yeah. And the numbers are just the same. And we're going to have bad months. We're going to have months where we drop the ball. We need to learn from our mistakes. And like you say, move on because we have another month to conquer right now.
Exactly. Exactly, my friend. Okay. Another chapter of yours that I love is who inspired you? Mentorships in the hotel business.
Yeah.
I thrive on these stories. That's one of the things that drew me to hospitality. So who inspired you? Who were your mentors? And then who are you mentoring now?
Well, I was fortunate to have some really strong mentors, and I do some endorsements or whatever thank yous in my book, and I outline their names. But the one guy in particular in the corporate office and the finance really took me under his wing and told me that I had a career with this company and I could be a controller, a director of finance. And, God rest his soul, he's not with us anymore, but Danny was such a help. And my good friend, Ted, he was a GM and RVP of our hotel. And, he did so much to help my career. It's unbelievable. And, with mentorship in the hotel business, it's all about helping the people, but it's like anything else in life. Whatever you put out there in the universe comes back to you. So you're going to help somebody, but somehow it's going to help you too. And that's not the reason we do it, but that's always what the result is. And, I can't thank the people that mentored me enough. And how? Who do I mentor? Well, I've got all kinds of people that I work with that I mentor, but I also have had people, many, many people in my career that sat across from my desk in our day-to-day jobs when we were both being paid, wanting to know, okay, David, what do I do with this? How can I figure out my payroll? How can I figure out my zero-based expenses? And I just love those interactions, because to me, that's the soft part of the job. That's where the underbelly is. That's where the fun is. That's the hotel business, is helping people, in helping people that are your guests, that are your colleagues, but also the people that are coming along, call it behind you, but that you can help, shape and form their lives, because so many people help me.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more with you, my friend.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for our lightning round?
Let's do it. Lightning strikes.
There we go. All right. Producer Danny's going to put 2 minutes on the clock starting now. Third-party reports.
Well, owner weekly reports.
Revenue management.
Complete revenue management, including food and beverage and minor operating departments.
Labor.
GOP.
Your favorite band, group, duo, or solo artist?
The great Canadian rock legend Rush.
There you go. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie, Forrest Gump. Love it. Love the music. Love the story. Love
Great story.
comics.
Cable or streaming?
Cut the cord. And I stream a little bit. I try and keep it to an hour a day with my wife, of course.
There you go. Number one bucket list item.
Go for a 5-week bike tour in Chile.
Wow. Favorite sport?
Motor racing. I'm a motorhead. Formula One, IndyCar, NASCAR. If it goes fast and makes a lot of noise, I'm there.
So no Formula E?
Not yet.
Okay. Best restaurant in your city?
Chez Jacqueline.
Nice. Vacation hotel or all-inclusive resort?
All-inclusive resort.
Perfect. Hey, you did that with 28 seconds left, my friend.
Right on.
Congratulations.
You stumped me on the first one, I think. I got into the mood after that.
You recovered. Okay, to wrap this up, my friend, what one thing do you want our audience to know about you, your company, and book?
Well, I really believe that, our industry is about developing people. That's what's been our history. That's what's been our lineage. And we've really gotten away from that in the last couple of decades, because, we used to be owner operators. Now we're branded managed companies, and there's a lot of franchises. So there's a different focus when it comes to, the colleagues and the young managers and bringing people along. And we've got to get back to that. And I keep hearing people say, that people don't want to work anymore. Well, I also hear and believe that people need to be invested in again. Take them under your wing and make something from them. I was in a hotel a couple of weeks ago with a client just south of O'Hare Airport. And this guy has a team of people there that would do anything for him. He's the owner of the hotel, and he looks after his people, through thick and thin. He's there for them. And that's hospitality. And that's what we got to get back to. So if owners and, principal people in hotels are feeling like there's nobody out there that wants to work anymore, look in the mirror, because you need to be investing in those people, and you need to be figuring out ways to get them to grow. And when they do, they'll never leave your side.
I agree. All right. Shameless plug. How can people get a hold of you, David?
You can get a hold of me at my website, www.hotelfinancialcoach.com. They can find me on LinkedIn. I'm big on LinkedIn. They can text me at 415-696-9593 for an immediate response. Or they can email me at david@hotelfinancialcoach.com. And you can find my book on Amazon. It's available in Kindle and soft cover and hard cover. And one day soon, hopefully it'll be coming out in audio format. I keep bugging my publisher to pull the trigger on that. We'll see, but sales have been good. It's only been out since the middle of May.
Nice.
It's summer in the hotel world, so it's slow, but getting a lot of traction. And what I really like from you, Craig, is a nice picture of you like this, a selfie of you, and I'll post it on LinkedIn and Instagram, and we'll get thousands.
You got
of
it.
Thousands.
Yeah, that's only if Danny does it. Me, you might get 10. Okay.
No, people want to see you.
I will be glad to send you that selfie later today, my friend. Not a problem.
Appreciate it.
David, thank you for rejoining the conversation. Let's not have as long a gap as we had this time.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to come up back on the show, you got something you want to share with our hotel community, please feel free to reach out to me. You've got an open invitation to come back anytime.
Thank you, Craig. I love what you do, and I love what you're doing with CLIC. And what is it?
Thank you, David. Appreciate it.
CLIC 8 this year? No, CLIC 7 this year coming up. So good for you. That's
CLIC 7.
Community. Yeah, CLIC 7. And I'm only sad that I'm on the East Coast and it's a little harder to get to the CLIC shows, but good for you. And thanks for what you do.
Thank you. Take care, my friend.
Right. You too, buddy.
Thank you, our audience. Well, speaking of CLIC 7, guess what? CLIC 7 will return March 6th and 7th, 2024. We're returning to our Westin Hotel, South Coast Plaza in Costa Mesa, California. Cannot wait. You know, we're adding more networking time. We've got our opening mixer on the 9th, which we will also be giving out our Development Deal of the Year award. So you can submit your property now if it's opening up this year through January of 2024. Get it over to us for consideration. We'd love to have you there. You can also follow us on the website at cliconference.com for updates, along with the social media. And now we're going to have producer Danny change that banner, and we're going to thank our production partner, Red Roof Franchising. They've been with us from the beginning. Give Matt a call. Let him know the producer Danny and I sent you. They'd love to talk to you. They're a great alternative. You know, if you're an indie hotel, boutique hotel, give Matt a call. They can help you. They've got a soft brand. They've got economy scale brands. They've got a new prototype for their extended stay that is beautiful. So give Matt a call and let him know that we sent you. And I would be remiss if I did not thank everybody over at No Vacancy Live. Producer Danny's going to add a picture right now. You've got Glenn Hausman. We've got Anthony Malcurie. And we've got Dr. Producer Suzanne Bagnera. They all received an award for No Vacancy News Live from the educators at the hotel schools across the country. I'm so proud of them. They do an outstanding job every day. Congratulations, Suzanne, Anthony, and Glenn. So, and we'll see you in the next episode. As I'm fond of saying, be kind, share your knowledge. Now go be amazing.